Hey friends, welcome back to Fan Watches. So it's been a while. It's been almost a month since I uploaded the last video. I've been a little busy, so please forgive me. I will try my best to get back into it and share my love of watches with you guys. Speaking about sharing watches, today is a video about state of the collection right here. I have some watches in front of me that are part of my collection, so I'll tell you a little bit about my collecting journey and then where it goes from here. Starting first, we have this watch. This is the first watch that I ever bought for myself. This is a Movado museum. I think it was about like a 35mm case, right? And it's a quartz movement with a sapphire crystal, which is pretty cool. It's the first watch I bought. This was when I was in college. My last year of college, I wanted to buy a watch for myself to commemorate my graduation. So this is the watch that I chose. I bought it off eBay. I tried to look for the best deals, and for some reason this weird looking Movado just caught my attention. I think it's partly because of the very minimal design, and also it's weird. You have the big red dot on the forehead, and then even though it's a super dressy watch with gold, they have a crown guard. Like it makes zero sense, but I dig it. I would wear it everywhere with me when I play sports even. I just thought that is a pretty dang cool watch to have. And I remember when I was getting this watch, I looked at many others like Citizen, because back then I was pretty dang new to the hobby, so I don't want to spend more than $100. The good days. Yeah, so I got this for less than 100, and I'm still super happy with it. I think I did pretty dang well for my first watch. Okay, let's move on. Next watch, we have this. We have this one right here. So this is a wood watch. Many of you might hate me for this, but I don't give a shit. Anyways, it's a wood watch. I think this was to commemorate my first job. And I got a job right after college as a product engineer for a furniture/RV company. And I work with wood a lot, and I have to design certain products, test certain products. So I want a watch that is wooden as well. However, this is another weird one. I keep getting this weird watches. You could see the similarity between, in my collection. So this is another watch that have zero hour markings or minute tracks. It's just a random pattern texture dial, and it's not even up to proportion, right? So it's kind of impossible to tell the time. However, I still loved it. It was quirky. I remember wearing this when I was taking engagement pictures with my wife, and maybe I'll link some pictures here. And I think that it's been with me through a lot of memories. I first got it at an art show in Chicago, and there's like 100 booths there of different art pieces, and I just passed a booth showing this mitsura timepiece, and it's pretty much all wood, and that just drew my eye. And at the time, this was $150, I think. So that was a huge chunk of money for a person who just graduated and struggling to pay back, student debt. So this was a piece that I really enjoyed, and it's still taken. I haven't had to change battery on it, forever. So pretty dang happy with this piece. And next, we have this Seiko SK8013, and this marks the first automatic watch that I own. I really love this watch just because as an engineer, I like to figure out how things work. And up until then, I haven't had a automatic watch. I haven't even heard of it, pretty much. So that is kind of cool to get into this journey of mechanical watchmaking. So I love the size of this. It's a nice 36 millimeter, you can see here, and it's just badass. I love how easy it is to read, and the lume is also great, and the bezel action. Yeah, that's good. Actually, I did a video on this, so if you want more information, go check it out. But this was my beach watch for a while, right? Because they have great water resistance, and I use it to time stuff. And it's just a great watch to take in the beach. You don't have to worry about, the strap getting wet or something. So this has been my beach watch. I remember just wearing it a lot during the summer, and I still do sometimes. It's a great watch that I don't think I'll ever sell. Those three watches are what got me started into this crazy watch hobby. And as the hobby expands, my curiosity for bigger brands also took over me. So these are some watches that I experimenting with, and I don't think I'm gonna keep them forever. I'm probably gonna sell all of them, but they are what got me into this hobby. So when I was small, I remember my dad had a restaurant, and the restaurant was doing super well. It was when he was in China, and he treated himself to a Rolex Datejust, right? And it was a 36 millimeter. It looked badass on him. I know he just wear it every single day when he go out for business trips to the beach and everything. So I kind of want that lifestyle for myself when I was buying this next watch. So this is the Omega two-tone Nakatera. This is a stunning watch. I love everything about it, actually, except the weight. I will get to that later. But I love the texture dial and the finishing of the hands and indices. The overall package, right? It's just a very well refined piece. However, it doesn't fit my own lifestyle. I'm not as cool as him, where he would just rock this on a, on a tank top and just go outside to the beach. So I'm not as cool as that, and it's also very heavy for my liking. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this watch. I don't think so, but it was a nice reminder of him, and a nice reminder that it's good to try different things so you know you like it or not. Next, I have this IWC 36 millimeter. So as I did a video on a IWC Top Gun 46 millimeter watch, I want to try IWC from the other side of the spectrum. So this is the IWC Pilot 36, and I think it's a stunning watch. I really like the slate dial, and the polishing on this watch is superb. It's just look like a very nice piece to wear with a tux or in a more formal setting. So IWC, I think, is a brand that I really like. I think it's because of their simplicity of their movement, simplicity of their dial. Everything just works, right? Everything is about function. I think that engineering side of me really enjoy that. So it has a nice track, a nice minute track where other IWCs doesn't have, and the date wheel is at the good place. So I think this watch is everything IWC aspire to be. Again, since this is my experimental phase, I figured this watch is not really for me because I just don't wear often. I tend to gravitate into more sporty watches, so this one just not getting the enough watch time that it should. So yeah, I miss it though. Next, there is actually a story behind this watch. So for a while, I think for a couple months, I was sleeping super late. I was sleeping like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And that's because I was always on my phone. I was just in bed checking stuff. And I didn't like that. But I needed my phone in the bedroom because I needed to wake up on time. So I figured, hey, I have to get something that will wake me up. Let me get an alarm clock. But why would you get an alarm clock when you could get something on your wrist? this is the Tudor Advisor alarm. So this watch is what saved me from my insomnia. And it's just a very weird, cool Tudor. So I love the red in this watch. I love the alarm function. I love the date. And I love the titanium case of this watch. It's just so easy to use as well. It's very easy to navigate. I did a video on this watch not long ago, so if you want more details, go check this out. I highly recommend it. I think it's being discontinued by Tudor, just like the northflag is. So I think if you're enjoying, if you want a watch that have alarm function without spending, $8,000, this is a good thing to get. You can find this on the pre-owned market for like $3,000-$4,000, which is a bargain. So I really enjoyed this watch. It fixed my problem, so I don't think I need it anymore, but it's a cool watch nevertheless. And after that, I wanted a watch with just all the complication in the world combined into one. I want an alarm function, I want a chrono, I want a minute repeater, so there's no way I'm gonna get that for, less than $100,000 or something. But I found this breitling. I found this breitling aerospace, and it has everything I wanted. Plus it's titanium, it's super light. Sometimes I play basketball with this watch. I just think it looked badass with this blue ladle strap and also the blue face, right? I really like the hands on it. I'm not too big of a fan of G-Shocks, even though I have one right here, because I like to see the hands and the loom. So this watch is what does it. What scratched the itch, right? I have nice short style hands, and even though it's a quartz movement, everything is pretty dang well finished. You can see the old breitling logo, and it just goes back to a very simple design that works. So I recommend this watch. And finally, there are 3 watches that I wear the most that fits every situation. And I usually use each of them for different things. I have a work watch, I have a play watch, like a fun camping watch or beach watch, and I have a dress watch. So those 3 watches are what I wear, I would say 90% of the time. So here it is. And the first one is my IWC, and this is not the Mark 18, but it's the Mark 16. So as I wore the Mark 18 more and more, I figure it to be a little bit heavy and also a little bit big and clunky on my wrist. So I try to look for alternative. That's why I got the Pilot 36. But it doesn't scratch the itch, right? There's nothing like a IWC bracelet. And the fit is not quite right. But this 39mm IWC really did the trick for me. It's just a nice, perfect watch, right? You can't get more perfect than this. It has a classic design and history of IWC. It also functions great. It's I think minus 1 second per day as of now. And it just fits like a glove, or fits like a wristwatch. It should. So I am very happy with this piece. I've been wearing it for work because it's a little bit understated. You won't get many looks with it, right? And it's still a nice refined timepiece that you could have. And just, it has the loom. You have basically everything the IWC Mark 18 has, except the quick adjust clasp. But this one fits very well, and I have no issues with it. I like to wear this when I also go to more formal stuff, or sometimes at the pool too, because with 60 meters of water resistance, I don't have to worry about getting it, trashed or getting water in it. I bought this piece about 7 or 8 months ago now, I think, and I really enjoy wearing it. So this is my work piece, I would say. Next, for my fun watch, and I think my favorite watch out of this whole thing is, again, you know this one already, my Tudor northflag. Those of you who knows me knows that I love northflag. I think it's the only watch I looked at in pictures and said, hey, I had to get this. I saw this one about, I think, 2 years ago now, and the first time I knew of its existence, I knew that I'd get it. I got this watch, I think, 3 different times actually, because life comes up, you need funding, and also I flipped it another time, so this one is my 3rd one, and I am hopefully never getting rid of this watch because it's just a badass watch. I put this on a Barton rubber strap. I cut it myself, so it's not great quality, but it works. And I love it on a rubber strap because you could take it to the beach, you could take it anywhere. And it makes the case very wearable because it was a little bit heavy with the integrated bracelet. So with this rubber strap, it looks badass and you feel a lot better too. I play basketball a lot with this watch. I will link a picture here, and it's just all around a great watch. I love the power reserve, the color scheme, and this watch just marks a lot of first for Tudor, right? The first time they have a display case back. First time they invented a in-house movement for themselves, and the power reserve, right? Like inner bezel. So I think this is all great stuff that they're trying to do, and I kind of like that, the innovative side of it. So it also inspires me to be, hey, more innovative and like what you like. Doesn't matter what other people say. So this watch, if there's a watch that defines me, it's this one. And last but not least, I gotta have a Rolex in here, right? So I had many Rolexes before this, but they all end up leaving the collection at one point or another. This is the Rolex oysterquartz. So that's the reason I said I need to get rid of this, because I can't have too many quartz watch in my collection. And why not have a quartz watch that is a Rolex, right? It's the only time where they made it. So, I love integrated bracelets, hence the North flag. So this watch have a beautiful integrated bracelet and have the iconic, fluted bezel from Rolex and a very loud ticking sound. I love the numerals of this watch, the date window. I love a nice dressy piece that I don't have to wind every time, because I don't wear a dress watch often. Maybe my wife and I go out to dinner every once a week, so I would hate it if I needed to wind a watch up once a week just to go to the dinner. So having a quartz watch that I never have to wind is a plus. And what's more dressy and iconic than Rolex, right? So this piece I just got, I think, a month ago, or a couple weeks ago, and I love the tropical dial of this watch. It's a nice blue, and the aging give it a little bit of spottiness, right? I like the overall look and feel of this watch. It's also super well finished. And the hands are replaced from Rolex, so you have a nice glow to it. I can still use it in the dark. It looks great on, it doesn't have to be a tux. It looks great on just a normal t-shirt or a normal sweater. I think it all works. So that's it, guys. That is my state of the collection. I can't promise any of them will stay for the next 5 years or so. I can't even promise that it'll last the next month, because things always comes and goes here. I think I like watches for the experience. As a former engineer, I like to check out different products and see what I like, right? What are the strengths and weaknesses of each product? And I really enjoy this hobby in the sense that I could have my good experience or bad experience with different brands and different models. So no promises. I don't think I'll ever part with this northflag, but who knows. So my collection journey has drew me to this spot. I think I'm very grateful for the watches that I have and the watches that I even flipped and handled. And as we get more into this hobby, I think I'll try to get my hands on lesser micro brands, and also maybe the Holy Trinity, right? Maybe I'll get a Patek one day and see how I like that. But I think this watch journey is just to have fun. If you're not having fun, why are you even wasting your money and dumping your money into watches, right? So do what makes you happy. Collect whatever you want. And that's my suggestion to you. So yeah, here you have it. I think it's going to be a longer video than I expected. If you like it, please drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, leave a comment, and say which is your favorite watch in here. And if you want me to do a video on one of these watches, I'll be happy to do so. Okay, thanks again. I'll see you next time. Peace.